Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Mias, and today I'm actually going to be going over a few new cards that just got announced. Actually, some of them are a few days ago, November 6th. We are November 12th today, so yeah, I am a bit late. But yeah, before you start, friendly reminder to like and subscribe, because it motivates me a lot to keep making videos like these. And yeah, the first card is actually Attendant of the Ice Bearer. There are some other Ice Bearer cards. This is for the Ice Bearer structure deck that is going to be released. I don't know when. I should actually check my sources. Yeah, so level 2 water warrior. Ugh. Oh no, should have been an aqua. Would have been able to make Toad, but nope. Effect monster. It makes Isolde, but like, okay. You contribute this card, special summon 1 level 5 or higher Ice Bearer monster from your hand. Ice Bearers don't need something that special summons from the hand. You need to be able to special summon from the deck, especially when you tribute. It's actually a big cost. It's like tributing for cost. So if you get like, okay, you can't get Ash, but if you still get negated like in some other way, you still lose the card, and it's just whack. This card is in your graveyard, except during the turn this card was sent to the graveyard. Okay, so that's already a very slow effect in an already slow deck. You can target 1 level 3 or higher water monster you control, have that monster lose 2 levels, and if you do special summon this card, but banish it if it actually leaves the field. Interesting. Okay, so as long as you control, yeah, level 3 or higher water monster, you can revive it back. It's not a tuner, so I don't really see any point of, you know, like with this card, especially since it's like, except the turn it was sent to the graveyard, so that's just, it makes it go from like a 4 out of 10 to like a 0.5 out of 10 by being actually generous. Yeah, I swear to God. So hopefully the Ice Bearer spell and traps are much better, hopefully. So we have Clear Wall of the Ice Bearer, continuous spell card. You can only activate 1 card with this card's name once per turn. When this card is activated, you can target a level 4 lower Ice Bearer monster in your graveyard, special summon it. So this is World Legacy Guard Dragon. While you control 3 or more Ice Bearer monsters, oh my god, come on. Ice Bearer monsters you control are unaffected by activated effects from any monster special summon from the extra deck? That's such a weird specific requirement. It could have been just unaffected by monster effects. I mean, Miscellaneousaurus is a monster with 1800 attack that has a better effect than everything here multiplied by 5. So this makes no sense. Miscellaneousaurus barely has like a restriction of unaffected by just monsters. No, it's unaffected by every card effect for every single dinosaur monster that you are going to eventually summon during this main phase, and in the graveyard it has a broken effect where it special summons from the deck. Why the heck do Konami... I feel like they didn't even want to put in the effort. This is just like blasphemy. It's really that bad. Might as well just not make a freaking Ice Bearer structure deck. Can't believe people actually voted for that garbage. Hopefully Cyber Dragon is actually good, and hopefully it's not just Cyber Dark and Cyber Ogre, otherwise I'll be like super pissed. So this is why my hopes are not too up, because with, you know, Charmers and then this, man, Konami, you can be good sometimes, man. Shaddoll was really good. Monarch was overpowered, but that didn't really count. People didn't really vote for that too. Yeah, when I think of it, Monarch is the best structure deck in the history of Yu-Gi-Oh! Salamangreat probably number 2, unless I'm missing something. Anyways, Pulse of Trishula. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name once per turn each. Apply these effects in sequence based on based on the number of Ice Bearer Synchro monsters with different names you control. Summoning a single Ice Barrier monster, Synchro monster, is already a miracle, and with different names, so you can't just go like triple Trishula, set this pass, and like no, you can't. So banish. So this is literally just apply a Trishula. If you can, like, if you control 3 different Ice Bearer Synchro monsters, if you control only 2, it will banish 1. It's like a weaker Trishula, but this is a trap card. It could have been like a spell or a quick play spell. When your opponent activates a card or effect that targets an Ice Bearer Synchro monster you control, way too specific, you can banish this card from your graveyard and negate that effect. 100% garbage. Both of these effects are just not good. I think this will be a 0 of. I think this will be... this will definitely be played just because of the revival effect, but it's still not great. Yeah, the rest are just reprints. Dufrog. Imagine telling to someone, yeah, the best cards in my deck are Dufrog, Ronin Toad, and Swap Frog, and staple cards. Oh, what deck are you playing? Oh, Iceberry. Oh, that explains it. Yeah, pretty pathetic. Oh, and by the way, Duloran, sorry, actually got an errata, so it is a hard once per turn. The reason for that is because you could actually do infinite loops where you just bounce back your own cards, and in a way that was broken. Even without infinite loops, this card actually saw play in the past because you could bounce back your own Call of the Haunted, and there was something else actually, the Mermail Trap card. I'm pretty sure this card actually saw quite a lot of play in Mermail, so yeah, basically just a hard once per turn now. Moving to, no, yeah, I'm actually going to talk about this later on. I'm going to go in chronological order of in which these cards were actually revealed. So this is some relatively, I mean, this is just some, you know, legacy support. Yeah, Hieratic Heavenly Dragon Overlord of Heliopolis. This seems like the combination of a Hieratic Spheres, Hieratic Seal of the Heavenly Spheres, yes, and the Hieratic Sun Dragon Overload of Heliopolis. So yeah, this is literally the combination of these two guys. Rank 8 Light Dragon Xyz, 2 level 8s, exactly same requirements as Heliopolis. Once per turn, when your opponent activates a card or effect that targets a card among your cards in your field, in your graveyard, or in your banished card, you can detach a material from this card, negate the activation if you do destroy that card. 100% unplayable, garbage, will never see play. Harbinger is just, like, significantly better, and this is just too specific, it has to target. It's too much to ask. No, for a rank 8 monster, this is just too much commitment. I can't really see this card being good. Unless the Hieratic name matters, but I don't think the Hieratic name in your extra deck matters, only in your deck, so you can actually search it. Unless this card actually does something. Hieratic Seal of Creation. You can only use... Oh, you can only use one effect per turn and only once that turn. Okay, so you can't use both. Must be broken. Target one Dragon Xyz monster you control. Doesn't even have to be an Hieratic. Special summon from your extra deck one Hieratic Xyz monster. What's a different name than that monster you control by using it as an Xyz material? First of all, it doesn't have to be like a lower rank or high rank or same rank. And actually, this is what makes this name, I guess, a little bit more relevant. Because technically, when you think about it, this has nothing to do with a Hieratic effect. Literally nothing to do. It's just very random. Even like Heliopolis actually tributed, and they get good effects when they're tributed, but this is just whack. And the second effect is you can banish this card from your graveyard, then target one Hieratic monster in your graveyard, special summon in defense position. You actually can use the effect of this card the turn it was sent to the graveyard, but not if you use the first effect first. So I guess Foolish Goods is now a monster reborn. Interesting. Oh, it has to revive in defense, so you cannot revive back Hieratic Seals. So that kind of blows, because it would have been cool to revive back Hieratic Seals and then like Hieratic Seal, sorry, and then tribute summon over it and then like get a free special summon from the deck. Alright, this is actually kind of cool. Nekros of Arid Beer. In case you actually didn't know what this was, it's a card that doesn't exist yet in TCG. It's the level 10 Synchro for Dragoonity, the boss monster that's barely a boss monster. It just has like the Crystal Wing effect. And now there's actually a Nekros version of it. So Nekros actually has a lot of connections, a lot of pretty interesting lore with a lot of archetypes. And I guess Dragoonity are no exception. So 3300 attack and 3200 defense, level 10. I have seen this before, and also it is a warrior. Warrior is relevant because you can actually search it with Shirit. You can ritual summon this card with any Nekros ritual spell, of course. Must be ritual summoned without using any level 10 monsters, of course. I knew that. You can only use this card's name first and second effect once per turn each. You can discard this card, tribute up to 2 Nekros monsters from your hand and or field. And if you do, send the same number of Nekros cards from your deck to the graveyard. The thing is, this technically doesn't suck that much, because you can Foolish for the Nekros ritual monster that you want to summon. So in certain situations, sometimes it can kind of act as like as a searcher, but a bad searcher, and also it sends Shirit. So when you go for, I believe, Exomir, yeah, the card that actually banishes from the graveyard to ritual summon from the hand, I guess that's a free fueling up, but at the same time you have to discard this card and tribute at least 1 Nekros in order to only send one Nekros card. it's just a huge neg, honestly. It's really not like you search them or... I don't like the effect in the hand. I don't think it's that relevant. And when a monster effect is activated, only monster effect, but still, you can tribute one monster from your hand or field. Negate the activation if you do banish that card. Actually, I kind of like that, though, because it makes the incantation significantly better, because sometimes you just have, like, surplus incantations sitting on the field doing nothing, and now you can just tribute them from your hand or field, and negate and banish, which is, like, one of the best forms of negations out there. Yeah, okay, so the second effect we'll see play, the first one is just obscure. It's kind of like Trishula's first effect. Like, sure, it came up, but it had to be in specific timing sometimes, you know? This is just going to be very specific. I don't think I like it too much. Brionac has the broken in-hand effect, but in the graveyard, on the field, a little bit less good, but still pretty decent. This is cute. Fairy Tale Rochka, I don't know what Rochka is. I have to check it out after. It has to be probably like, I don't know, Snow and, or... I don't know the name of the girls, okay, but like the Disney princess, it must be their friend or something. So, of course, the same stats as every other Disney princess. When this card is normal summon, you can have your opponent gain 500 life points, and then what they do is that they use, what's the name of the card? Spiral drones on you, so you can't even look at the top 3 cards of the deck. They choose one of them, and then one of them, actually, no, never mind. It's like a duality, but they actually choose. That's actually cute. It's so cute that, oh my god, it's just adorable. And then the rest is shuffled back into the deck. Yeah, it's not really like the Spiral Jones, actually. It's more like a duality. If this card battles before damage calculation, get ready for this. It's not a Neospatian Grand Mole. You can send this card to the graveyard. Yes. So this card actually counters Grand Maju. You never take damage. It's before damage calculation and you die during damage step, so they can't redirect an attack. That's actually adorable. It's complete garbage. I hate this. No potential. Continuous spell card. You can reveal a spellcaster monster with the princess stats or the charmer stats, and a name different from the face-up monster you control. Immediately after this resolves, normal summon or set to that monster. So much effort. Each turn, the first time you take battle or effect damage while you control a spellcaster monster with 1850 original attack you do not. That's just so specific and does nothing. It's so garbage. Fairy Tale. The name is so cool. Like, that's basically like an anime and they had to mess it up. No, I hate everything here. Just both of these cards suck. Hopefully the Time V for rank 4 is better. So 2 level 4 monsters. It's the artwork of, if I recall correctly, the Surge guy and something. Could be Redoer. Yeah, exactly. It is Redoer. I just wanted to confirm that he had white hair. So basically, when your opponent activates a card or effect, this is reactive, unlike Redoer, which is proactive. You can detach up to 3 different types of materials from this card, then apply the following effects depending on which was detached. So kind of similar to Redoer, just a bit less good to actually trigger the effect. So if you detach monster, you gain 400 attack permanently. So it goes from 22 to 26, which is mediocre. If you detach a spell card, this is nice. Take control of one face-up monster your opponent controls until the end phase, but for the rest of the turn, the monster that you stole cannot declare attacks or activate its effects. So this is a Dark Lord enchantment because you can steal without targeting. It's not... I hate comparing this to Change of Heart and Brain Control because these cards actually target, and I feel like there's such a huge difference when you're not actually destroying a card. When you're actually taking like that, it's super busted. It will always prompt a negate, but if there's just no negates on your opponent's field, it's huge. And if their monsters cannot be targeted, well, it's too bad for you. I can still steal it, I can still link off with it, so... pretty good. And trap card negate the effect of one effect monster on the field for the rest of the turn. Once again, doesn't target, which is nice, but at the same time, Redoer has the better trap effect, so this is just not too great. And also, it doesn't have the effect to steal the top deck of the opponent during the standby. I'm not a big fan, honestly. I don't think this is huge whatsoever. I really think that Redoer is still the way to go, even despite this new card. So I still have a few more cards to show you, and then we'll be done. So the first one, this is, those cards are actually bombs. Maybe probably the best cards that I'm reviewing right now. So Thunder Force Attack is a quick play spell card. Alright, this card's activation and effect cannot be negated. Whoa. Alright, this is actually super poly. Not bad. If you control a monster whose original name is Slifer, destroy as many face-up monsters your opponent currently controls doesn't target. Once again, it's like a Regeki. It's a proactive... It's like Neo Sealing, but only for your opponent, because it's a quick play, which is not nasty. Then, if this card was activated during your main phase, you can apply this effect. So, if you're using it as a kind of like a weaker quick play, it will actually become broken, but if you use it like as an interruption during your opponent's turn, it will not get its effect. So the effect will be draw cards equal to the number of monsters destroyed and sent to your opponent's graveyard by this effect. Also, you can only attack with one monster for the rest of the turn. Imagine popping 6 cards with like this card and then drawing 6 cards. Your Slifer has like 10k attack for game, boom boom, GG, Merry Christmas. Holy lord, if only this card was searchable. The second one is Fist of Fate. So this was the support for Slifer, this is for Obelisk. You can only activate one card with this card's name once per turn, of course. The card's activation and effect cannot be negated once again. If you control a monster whose original name is Obelisk, can negate the effect of one effect monster your opponent controls. Once again, doesn't target. If you do, destroy it. And if you do, negate for the rest of the turn the destroyed monster's effect. Activated effects for monsters with the with the destroyed monster's original name and any effects on the monster. Okay, so it's basically like I destroy you and then I call by the grave you instantly, but without banishing you. Then if this card was activated during your main phase, you can apply this effect. Destroy all spell and trap. Oh, this is actually part of the first effect. So when you activate this to destroy one monster, you also get rid of all their spell traps as like a spell speed 4 kind of way. That's nasty. That's like a Lightning Storm or Harpy's Feather Duster that cannot be responded to. That's just disgusting. Oh my god. And there's no drawbacks. You can still attack with Obelisk and every other monster. Sure, you have to control Obelisk, but I'm pretty sure it's not... It shouldn't be that hard to at least get Obelisk. I think it can be special summoned. Oh, I forgot actually. I know 1 or 2 of them can be special summoned, but not everyone, so I actually forgot. But still, anyways, the third one... Exchanging Souls, this has nothing to do with... Yeah, this is just for Divine Beast. So during your main phase, immediately after this effect resolves, tribute summon... It's during the main phase, sorry, not during your main phase. Immediately tribute summon one Divine Beast monster by tributing monsters either player controls, but if you summoned it by tributing a monster your opponent controls, apply this effect. So after this card resolves, you can only activate a spell card, trap card, or card effect that is not a Divine Beast monster effect once each turn until the end of the next turn. So this locks you quite hard, and this card can be negated, but it is like a Monarch Stormforth on crack, because you can tribute up to 3 cards. Technically, you don't even have to play Obelisk, Slifer, or, Winged Dragon of Ra in order to use this. You can actually just tribute summon Sphere Mode during your opponent's turn, but you actually have to draw both cards. So if you play this with, in order to kind of pull this weird cheese combo off, and you don't draw Sphere Mode, then Exchanging Souls is a neg 1. It's just like a blank in your hand. And if you draw Sphere Modes, and if you're going first, and you're trying to set up as, as a way to interrupt your opponent, then you have a dead Sphere Mode. So, I'm not too big of a fan. I don't think this card will ever see play in competitive, This is like the exact same as the 2 others, because they just support cards that are already very hard to summon, but the fact that this card actually just allows you to, I don't know, once again, you can't win a match in Yu-Gi-Oh! With a card like this though, because it's way too easy to play around it, the Egyptian gods, they break a lot, so if you play a bunch of these cards, your deck will be even more inconsistent, and as an added bonus, it's so much investment and so much commitment. So if the guy just goes normal summon Garnet, attack 5 times, you lose. You can't even tribute 3 monsters. You just have a bunch of bricks in your hand. I don't know. It's cute. It's powerful, but it doesn't make Egyptian gods like broken all of a sudden. Anyways, Golden Idol. This card looks cool. It's a cool version of Thousand Eyes Idol, but it has a cooler effect. So you can only use the second effect with this card's name once per turn each. So the first one is actually a soft once per turn, so quick effect. You can look at your opponent's hand. Also, this card name becomes Thousand Eyes Idol until the end phase. So the reason why you actually look at your opponent's hand is actually just to give you Pegasus kind of feel, because Pegasus actually cheated and always actually knew what your opponent had in their hand, and it's actually cool that you can look at your opponent's hand during their turn, because that's exactly what Pegasus was doing. Like during his own turn, he would look at his opponent's hand, and during the opponent's turn, he would look like after he drew, it was like, ah, now I know when to use my traps. Obviously, it's the anime, they always have like the perfect counter to everything as soon as they actually know, oh, you actually play Crush card with Sagi. Ah, what a coincidence. I actually have the perfect counter against this now. If I didn't know that you actually play this combo, I wouldn't be able to counter it. Of course not. But yeah, this is... this is just hilarious. You have to normal summon it to use the look at your opponent's hand. So, of course, this is not good. Hand knowledge is not everything in Yu-Gi-Oh! If you have to skip your own turn to just get a bit of knowledge that means nothing, you're going nowhere. If this card is banished or is sent to the graveyard by a card effect, you can target one effect monster your opponent controls, equip that effect monster to one relinquished monster. Do you know why this is important? It's because it doesn't actually necessarily mentions relinquished, so you can actually target it with like to Anima, which is generic. Every deck, literally almost every deck, can make Anima. It's really not that hard. It's just a level 1. You can normal summon Effect Veiler, make Anima, steal a Kaiju, and boom, that's it. Your Effect Veiler has 3300 attack. And then, of course, if you're playing this random garbage, you can do some pretty cool things, you know. Or one Eyes Restrict monster you control. Basically, the last time you saw like 1,000 Eyes Restrict or Millennium Eyes Restrict being summoned, I'm pretty sure it was with Instant Fusion, probably not with Polymerization or Relinquished Fusion or Ritual or something. So, you control, yeah, okay, sorry. Anyways, keep going, so you... that relinquished monster or Eyes Restrict monster you control that cannot be normal summoned or set, and if you do, the equipped monster gains attack equal to that effect monster's original attack, while that effect monster is equipped with this way. Interesting. So it's cool because it actually gets its effect when you actually banish by using this from your hand or field as a material. I think you can also banish it from the graveyard with the quick play spell. I actually have to check. Oh, I can't read Japanese. Relinquished Fusion. Okay, yeah, maybe this card is actually, you know, better than I thought. I actually have to check it out right now. Hold on a second. Relinquished Fusion. How good is this? Relinquished Fusion. So, Fusion summon one Eyes Restrict monster, Fusion monster from your extra deck by banishing materials from your hand, field, and or graveyard. Okay, yeah, you see? Yeah, so it actually banishes the materials, which is nice. Alright, this could actually be interesting, but yeah, that's basically all I had to say for this review on the new cards. If you guys have any comments or feedback, let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like and subscribe because it motivates me a lot to keep making videos like these. And that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace.